down in Southern California.
Tonight on World News, after the storm, rescuers saved more than 2,000 survivors of Hurricane Ike. Now they're racing to find more. And how will Ike affect gas prices? A hectic and historic Sunday on Wall Street. One giant is teetering on bankruptcy, and now Merrill Lynch may be taken over. What all of this means for you. On Message, for the first time, Governor Palin campaigns solo but sticks to the same script as questions multiply about many of her claims.
I told Congress thanks, but no thanks on that bridge to nowhere.
Also, a closer look at the church that helped shape the candidate. And a man and a woman who lost so much on 9/11 and what they've now found together.
From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is World News.
Good evening, I'm Dan Harris. In the cities and towns visited by Hurricane Ike, there is no power tonight, no telephone service, and no telling when life is going to return to normal. 8 people are confirmed dead, thousands homeless, and nearly 3 million people have no electricity right now. Rescuers have saved more than 2,000 people who ignored the evacuation orders, and they're scrambling to find others who might still be stranded. In Houston, there's going to be a nighttime curfew all week. Schools will stay closed tomorrow, and many businesses have been shut until further notice. But the worst of it is along the coast, and that is where we start tonight with ABC's Ryan Owens, who's in Galveston, Texas. Ryan, good evening.
Good evening to you, Dan, and welcome to Galveston's waterfront. This is normally a popular area with tourists, but look at it now. All of this debris, believe it or not, stretches more than 2 city blocks behind me, and this is just one measure of the devastation here.
Neighborhoods submerged, a waterfront littered with debris, a downtown mired in mud. No one has power, no one can shower.
We're almost out of batteries, we're almost out of water, we're almost out of food.
This is Galveston after Ike.
We want our citizens to stay where they are. Do not come back to Galveston. You cannot live here at this time.
Power companies warn they may not be able to restore electricity for a month, maybe 6 weeks. When Reginald Cleveland heard that, he grabbed his suitcase. He's being evacuated to San Antonio.
Clean water, take a nice hot bath, and have fresh food. Don't have to worry about boiling water because I don't have any way of boiling it, so it's basically survival.
Thousands of homes across the Texas coast are inundated. The water is slowly receding, but all it does is reveal more damage.
There's a few things back here that I just don't recognize. I don't know where they came from.
Laura Nicholson could handle Ike, but maybe not the aftermath. She has so much to clean up and none of the basics to keep her going.
Ice, water, and gas. That's all I can think about. That's all really. If we had that, I think we could do okay.
The aftermath's always the worst part of these. I mean, you get that day of excitement and you got all that energy and you're preparing, but then afterwards, it's a tough situation for a lot of people there.
Once again tonight, the city of Galveston is closed, not just to tourists, but to residents who actually did the right thing and fled this storm under a mandatory evacuation. No one is sure exactly when they will be allowed to finally come back home. Dan?
Ryan Owens in Galveston tonight, thank you. One of the hardest hit communities was Orange, Texas, which is right on the Louisiana border. The waters there rose so quickly that many people were forced up into their attics and even onto their roofs. Sharon Alfonsi is in Orange tonight.
Jason Nizowitz left town before Ike hit.
I went to Baton Rouge to pick up this boat. I
knew that Orange would flood. He just never imagined this much.
All this was underwater. Everything. Right here, I was stomach to chest deep.
Ike ran through the city like a native, winding down city streets and into homes.
The storm surge rose quickly from 6 inches to 6 feet in some areas in a matter of hours. Thousands of East Texas residents had to be evacuated.
We've gotten all the ones off the rooftops. We had them on the rooftops. We had them in the attics.
Officials estimate 40% of Orange is flooded and about 80% of nearby Bridge City. More than 300 rescue workers are combing the streets, but tonight, many residents are still waiting for help.
You hurt?
We spotted 16-year-old Johnny Epps and his cousin. He cut his foot as he tried to get home after a shelter turned him away.
They had told us they wasn't taking no more people.
and they told us that we can either sleep, we have to sleep in our cars on the sidewalk.
When's the last time you had a tetanus shot?
Jason took him out to get help, then made a difficult decision to go back into the flood zone.
I'm going to my house. It's where I live. I ain't got nowhere else to go.
He and his wife Alicia will sleep on the floor of their home tonight. In East Texas, the water is receding tonight, but the need seems to be growing deeper. Sharon Alfonsi, ABC News, Orange, Texas.
And this storm is going to affect all of us. The hurricane forced 15 oil refineries to close along the Gulf Coast, and that has sent gas prices soaring. They are now up an average of 12 cents a gallon this weekend to about $3.80 nationwide. However, this spike might be short-lived. Oil prices tumbled more than $2 a barrel today to $99. That is a 6-month low. Traders were betting that oil production in the Gulf of Mexico will recover quickly, allowing the recent trend of falling oil prices to continue. We have some breaking news on Wall Street tonight. Sunday is, of course, not a trading day, but Wall Street titans and top government officials have been huddled in emergency meetings, scrambling to prevent the collapse of the giant investment bank Lehman Brothers, which could, if it collapsed, provoke a market panic that would affect all of us. ABC's Betsy Stark is here tonight. Betsy, there is a lot going on.
There sure is. This has been an historic Sunday on Wall Street, and it's not over yet. At this hour, the Lehman Brothers investment bank appears headed toward bankruptcy, and one of Wall Street's biggest and best-known companies, Merrill Lynch, is in merger talks with Bank of America. It's a sign of how many financial giants are now in trouble.
The private bankers and public officials who worked round the clock this weekend at the offices of the New York Federal Reserve face a massive challenge: how to restore calm and confidence to a financial system that's been badly battered by the worst housing crisis since the Depression.
Lehman, like so many other investment banks and banks, really got, quite frankly, caught up in the housing bubble. But like every bubble, the bubble ended, and now we're seeing the downside of that bubble.
The size of the losses and of the financial institutions now in jeopardy is breathtaking. By some estimates, more than $500 billion in mortgage investments have gone bad, and more losses are expected. Nervous investors are wondering who else may be drowning. Last week, they fled the stocks of Washington Mutual, the nation's largest savings and loan, Merrill Lynch, the largest retail broker, and AIG, the largest insurance company. Former Federal Reserve Chairman Alan Greenspan told ABC News Today the unraveling is probably a once-in-a-century event.
There's no question that this is in the process of outstripping anything I've seen, and it still is not resolved, and it still has a way to go.
A way to go, and for banks in trouble, it will be tough going. Treasury Secretary Hank Paulson, who promoted the government takeover of mortgage giants Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and government help for the failing Bear Stearns investment bank, is now signaling there will be no more bailouts at the taxpayers' expense.
If you just keep stepping in and keep rescuing, it doesn't restore confidence by the market participants that things are okay in the market.
Remember in these scary times that the vast majority of U.S. banks, 98% of them, are well capitalized, according to the FDIC, which insures bank deposits. But that may be cold comfort come tomorrow if stock markets around the world decide to focus on the likely failures still ahead. Dan.
But you made an important point. We do not need to be rushing to the bank to withdraw our money.
No, the vast majority of banks are safe and sound.
Betsy, thank you. That's Betsy Stark, our business correspondent. Now to the presidential race. The polls are neck and neck, but Senator Barack Obama has scored a victory in fundraising. He reported raising $66 million in August. That is a record for a presidential candidate. Senator John McCain reported $47 million in donations, a personal best for his campaign. And today, Senator McCain was in the swing state of New Hampshire, where he attended a NASCAR race. For the first time since the Republican convention, McCain and his running mate, Alaska Governor Sarah Palin, are not campaigning together. But she is proving to be a pretty powerful draw in her own right. David Wright is in Denver tonight.
They say there's no such thing as bad press, and by that measure, Sarah Palin is already a huge success. Her plane is so packed with reporters, the campaign is now turning people away.
I believe that diplomacy should be the cornerstone of any foreign policy.
And I can see Russia from my house.
Last night, Palin made her debut as a figure of fun on Saturday Night Live.
I don't agree with the Bush doctrine.
I don't know what that.
But out on the stump, her adoring fans take her seriously. Last night, Palin made her first solo campaign stop at the Pony Express Pavilion in Carson City, Nevada. Even as a lot of new questions are being raised about Palin's political resume, the Republican faithful seem to be keeping the faith for now. Their enthusiasm for her is undiminished. Many told us Charlie Gibson gave her too much of a grilling.
She did as well as she could under a hostile interrogation.
I have less concerns about her than I do about Barack Obama and his experience.
Palin's script hasn't changed all that much from the convention, except that she now tailors it depending on her audience. In Nevada, she reprised the story of how she opposed her state's most notorious pork barrel project.
I told Congress thanks, but no thanks on that bridge to nowhere.
A detail she left out at her stops in Alaska. Presumably the audience there was well aware she was for it before she was against it. By one measure, Palin is doing far better than her Democratic counterpart. Joe Biden certainly doesn't inspire this kind of attention. David Wright, ABC News, Denver.
So this week, the Obama campaign is going to try to change the subject from Governor Palin. We spoke about that with ABC News political analyst Mark Halperin, also of Time Magazine.
Dan, I've talked to a lot of Democratic strategists who are helping the campaign or outside the campaign. They're not panicked, but they're plenty concerned. Three things that all of them point to. One, they say the Obama campaign should stop focusing so much on Sarah Palin. They're not running against Palin. They're running against John McCain. They say they should stop attacking her, let her do what she's going to do. Second, they say Obama has to find a way to get up in John McCain's face, to get inside his head the way the McCain campaign has gone after Obama. They're frustrated by how many attacks, many of them false, that have come from the McCain campaign. They're saying Obama needs to be tough. His advertising, his surrogates need to go out and be going after McCain, just like McCain has gone after Obama. And then finally, Dan, the most important one that they all cite, they say Obama has to get back to talking about the economy. That's something the campaign plans to do. But they say it has to be done in a way that's accessible, that reaches people at their kitchen table, and makes it clear that Obama's economic policies would be different than George Bush's and different than John McCain's.
Mark Halperin, thank you. And tomorrow morning on Good Morning America, Chris Cuomo is going to have an interview with Barack Obama. Coming up here on this broadcast, how did it happen? One of the deadliest commuter train crashes in this country ever. Was the engineer distracted? The church where Governor Palin grew up, it's known for emotional worship and even speaking in tongues. How has it shaped her as a leader? And out of the ashes of 9/11, the couple with a unique understanding of loss.
This is World News, brought to you by CVS Pharmacy.
It seems so exceptional that things just work out after all. It's just another ordinary miracle today.
You take the time to care for so many in your life. Take a little time for yourself and save on the hottest items of the season at the CVS Pharmacy Semi-Annual Beauty Sale. CVS Pharmacy, for all the ways you care.
Meet me, Meg. I've got osteoporosis, but I'm an on-the-go kind of woman. So when my doctor told me about Reclast, the once-a-year IV osteoporosis treatment that can help protect me while I'm on the go for an entire year, it had Meg written all over it. My doctor said once-a-year Reclast can help re-strengthen my bones to help make them resistant to fracture for 12 months. The thing about Reclast is no other osteoporosis treatment is approved to help protect from fracture in more places. Hip, spine, even other bones.
You should not take Reclast if you're on Zometa, have low blood calcium, kidney problems, or you're pregnant, plan to become pregnant, or nursing. Take calcium and vitamin D daily. Tell your doctor if you develop severe muscle, bone, or joint pain, or if you have dental problems, as rarely job problems have been reported. The most common side effects include flu-like symptoms, fever, muscle or joint pain, and headache.
Ask your doctor about Reclast, year-long protection for on-the-go women.
Burning, itching. I should have used Preparation H.
And for extra relief, use Preparation H medicated wipes first. Unlike most ordinary wipes, they relieve while you clean. Then use maximum strength cream. Preparation H, the relief expert.
always doing something with a cigarette, it can be hard doing it without one. But if you can relearn how to start your day without cigarettes, then you can relearn to do anything without cigarettes. Introducing X, a new way to think about quitting.
Did you know 1 in 3 men will face prostate issues?
1 in 3, really?
That's why One A Day Men's is a complete multivitamin with selenium, which emerging research suggests can help prostate health. One A Day Men's.
In Los Angeles tonight, they have finished searching for bodies after the worst train crash in 15 years, which killed 25 people. Now comes the investigation into how this happened. ABC's Terry McCarthy is there.
Relatives are mourning the dead, and LA hospitals are still treating some of the 135 passengers who were injured. But now the search has begun to find out why a freight train collided head-on with a commuter train with more than 200 passengers on board.
The rescue work is over here. Now NTSB investigators are picking over the site, trying to work out how it could possibly happen. The two trains could be on the same track, heading toward each other at the same time.
The NTSB has recovered data recorders from both trains and a video recorder mounted on the freight train. All are currently being analysed. On Saturday, even before the wreckage was fully cleared, a Metrolink spokesperson stunned investigators by publicly accepting responsibility for the crash.
Our engineer did not stop for a red signal.
The NTSB tells ABC News they are investigating reports that the Metrolink driver was sending text messages up to 1 minute before the crash, but had not yet confirmed those reports. Transportation experts warn against a rush to judgment this early on in the investigation.
I have never seen an aviation or a rail or even a maritime accident that had a single probable cause. There always are multiple causes.
The NTSB has 11 investigators on the case, but even so, they say their final report could take up to a year to be completed. Terry McCarthy, ABC News, Chatsworth, California.
And one quick note from overseas, Pope Benedict celebrated Mass in Lourdes, France today at a shrine where millions come every year in search of physical and spiritual healing. The Pope told the crowd of more than 150,000 that love is stronger than evil. This was the Pontiff's first visit to France. And coming up, Sarah Palin's faith, how a church that is known for divine healing and speaking in tongues shaped the vice presidential nominee.
Talk about a wake-up call. I had a heart attack at 57. My doctor told me I should have been doing more for my high cholesterol. What was I thinking? But now, I trust my heart to Lipitor.
When diet and exercise are not enough, adding Lipitor may help. Unlike some other cholesterol-lowering medications, Lipitor is FDA approved to reduce the risk of heart attack, stroke, and certain kinds of heart surgeries if you have several common risk factors or heart disease. Lipitor has been extensively studied with over 16 years of research. Lipitor is not for everyone, including people with liver problems and women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. You need simple blood tests to check for liver problems. Tell your doctor if you are taking other medications or if you have any muscle pain or weakness. This may be a sign of a rare but serious side effect.
I learned the hard way, but you may be able to do something.
Have a heart-to-heart with your doctor about your risk and about Lipitor.
All around the world, men with erectile dysfunction have taken 36-hour Cialis. Today, men can also be ready with another dosing option, Cialis for daily use, a clinically proven low-dose tablet you take every day, so you can be ready anytime the moment is right.
Tell your doctor about your medical condition and all medications and ask if you're healthy enough for sexual activity. Don't take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Don't drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, stop taking Cialis and call your doctor right away.
36-hour Cialis or Cialis for daily use. Ask your doctor if a Cialis option is right for you. So when the moment is right, you can be ready.
Mom knew I needed calcium from day one. Today, 80% of us don't get enough from food. Our bodies can steal it from our bones. Replenish your body daily with TLC, Tender Loving Caltrate, and give TLC to somebody you love.
I was getting heartburn 2 or 3 times a week, and it was causing disruptions in my life. My doctor recommended I take Prilosec OTC, the #1 doctor-recommended OTC acid reducer. Now heartburn won't keep coming back. Try Prilosec OTC.
For 2 decades, Sarah Palin was a member of the Assemblies of God Church in Alaska. The Assemblies of God are part of the Pentecostal movement, which is one of the fastest growing Christian movements on the planet. And it's tonight's Closer Look. Perhaps the most attention-grabbing aspect of the Assemblies of God Church and Pentecostalism generally is the ancient practice of speaking in tongues.
Speaking in tongues is a heavenly language.
It's almost as if I'm able to tap into God's heart and what He wants.
Pentecostalism has been described as the evangelical experience on steroids. Like evangelicals, Pentecostals believe the Bible is the literal word of God and that the end times are near. But Pentecostals also believe that the Holy Spirit can give you gifts, like speaking in tongues, prophecy, and divine healing. Tim McGraw is Sarah Palin's former pastor.
Christianity can become awful intellectualized and cerebral. And Pentecostalism also involves physical demonstration, emotional connection with God.
Other Christians have sometimes derided Pentecostals as holy rollers.
I tell people all the time, you can't knock something if you haven't walked into it. You can't knock something unless you've tried it.
If elected, Sarah Palin would become the most powerful Pentecostal politician in American history. So how has this church shaped her as a leader?
Sarah Palin, if she was just a plain evangelical woman, would have a tough time thinking that she should be VP. An evangelical woman might have questions about issues of submission. She'd have questions about what's going to happen with my kids. But a Pentecostal woman is saying, God's calling me, I'm going to answer that call.
A lot has been made of this video showing Governor Palin talking about a gas line in terms of God's will.
I think God's will has to be done in unifying people and companies to get that gas line built. So pray for that.
But Palin has said she will not allow her personal beliefs to shape public policy. And her former pastor says that is true.
It's not like she's going to be in a governmental meeting quoting Bible verses and telling people what they ought to believe. But privately, I wouldn't be surprised if Sarah's walking down the street and offering a prayer to God for help or guidance.
Other high-ranking government officials with Pentecostal roots include the former Attorney General John Ashcroft and the former Interior Secretary under Ronald Reagan, James Watt. And coming up, 9/11 took away the people they loved the most, and now they are getting a second chance.
In my work, I depend on my eyes to capture the natural wonder of this planet. That's why I wear Transitions lenses. They adjust to changing light to reduce eye strain and fatigue and help protect my eyes from UV damage like sunblock protects my skin. You can replace a camera, but you only have one pair of eyes.
Ask your eye care professional about the enhanced performance of new Transitions lenses. Transitions, healthy sight in every light.
I'm Mark Goldston, Chairman and CEO of NetZero. All internet providers take you to the same internet, so why pay more to get there? NetZero is only $9.95 a month, and we give you a 30-day money-back guarantee. Call 1-800-NET-ZERO or visit netzero.com.
My name is Tiffany, and it's day one of my Crest Pro Health research. Does it really work?
Get the right protection at night with Crest Pro Health toothpaste.
Morning, everyone. Listen, that's squeaky clean.
Crest Pro Health.
The original Mavericks. He fights pork barrel spending. She stopped the bridge to nowhere. He took on the drug industry. She took on big oil. He battled Republicans and reformed Washington. She battled Republicans and reformed Alaska. They'll make history. They'll change Washington. McCain-Palin. Real change.
I'm John McCain, and I approve this message.
Welcome to Progressive.com. Ah, I see you have a list.
So I only pay for the features that I need.
So let's customize your policy.
It's me.
Now just add or subtract what you need.
I want lots of coverage, a little less, a low deductible, and roadside assistance. That was easy.
Your satisfaction is our policy. It's a little insurance joke. really little. There it goes.
Getting the policy and the price you want. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
What's new in the neighborhood? All you can eat riblets, all you can eat shrimp, or all you can eat chicken fingers. Your choice, starting at just $9.99 for a limited time only, and only at Applebee's. It's a whole new neighborhood.
We had a health concern. Turned out to be nothing, but it got us doing more to protect our health, like taking silver.
Centrum Silver age-adjusted multivitamins have key antioxidants that help support natural cell repair.
Our health protection starts with Centrum Silver.
Tuesday at 9:30, 8:30 Central, the reporting on UFOs gets serious. New sightings, new eyewitnesses. David Muir in the New Mexico desert. Seeing is believing. UFOs. Do you believe? Don't answer that until you see this special Tuesday.
This past week, on the anniversary, all Americans were thinking about the horror of 9/11. But people who lost family members on that day think about it every day. Tonight, the story of two of those people and what they have built together. Here's ABC's John Donovan.
7 years it's been since the Pentagon fireball made ashes of so many happily ever afters. Donna Teppe's husband, Carl, they were married 34 years, died that day.
When he was killed, I was like, how am I going to, how am I going to live without him?
Also killed Marjorie Salamone. After 31 years, her husband Ben found himself crushed by the sudden emptiness of what had been their home together.
And I was there by myself, just by myself.
So many widows and widowers made that day. Well, eventually many of them would make their way to this Sunday school classroom in a Virginia church where, for years, they met together on Monday nights in total privacy and shared what they were going through.
And Donna Teppe found there was one person in that room that she could really talk to.
He has a good sense of humor, and he has that southern drawl, and, he's very, very sweet and nice.
And what there was a clear understanding of the other person's pain.
I don't have to explain to Donna if I started crying about something, or if I see something on TV that, upsets me.
She gets it.
Sure, she gets it.
And Donna, who still lives in this house where her late husband planted all the trees and hammered together the deck where her granddaughter rocked about the other day.
Whoa.
She gradually realized that this new friendship, it had turned into courtship. And while at first there were feelings that maybe this was wrong.
I'd been married 34 years. I don't date.
On both sides, by the way.
In my mind, it was going to be a problem.
It wasn't, because Donna's kids approved, and so did Ben's daughters. And now, 7 years since the ashes, they are engaged. And while neither will ever quite let go of their first loves, one a man named Carl, one a woman named Marjorie, at least now, happily ever after, gets a second chance. John Donovan, ABC News, Virginia.
A great story. I'm Dan Harris. For all of us here at ABC News, thank you for watching and good night.
Only ABC News. In the final 50 days leading up to this historic election, reaching Americans right where they live. Reporting from all 50 states, from every corner of this great land. Only ABC News with USA Today could make this historic American journey. 50 states in 50 days starts Monday.
Starting tomorrow, come right along with us on
the Good Morning America Whistle Stop Tour.
5 breathtaking mornings, making TV history. Tomorrow, it all starts off with Barack Obama. Then Wednesday, John and Cindy McCain. Don't miss the train.
Next on Eyewitness News at 6, new developments in the investigation of that deadly Chatsworth train collision. What we're now hearing about a warning from dispatchers around the time of the crash.
Also, state lawmakers reach a deal to break the ongoing budget impasse, but will Governor Schwarzenegger sign off?
And assessing the widespread damage in the aftermath of Hurricane Ike, our Carlos Granda reports live from hard-hit Houston, Texas.
Plus, Danny says get ready for more summertime heat.
Eyewitness News at 6 next.
The tents are up, and so are the savings at every Toyota dealer in Southern California. Now, during the Toyota Tent event, get $1,000 cash back on a new fuel-efficient 08 RAV4.
Not breaking the bank at the gas station really helps out my lifestyle.
Or get $1,000 back on a new 08 Highlander.
This is one of the few things that's actually saving me money these days.
$1,000 back on an 08